I think that almost every piece of classic furniture features some sort of molding or profiled edge, and it really is a great way to make some flat boring pieces of wood much more interesting. So you can see the moldings are used for these middle separator pieces, for the baseboards, for all the framework, and here's a crown molding on top as well. So sometimes the molding profiles have some detail carvings on them, like this egg and dart profile here. But before we get to these ornament carvings, we have to figure out how to make the moldings themselves. Okay, some tabletops, baseboards, etc. So the basic idea is very simple, and the molding is made by extruding a profile along a path. 3D Max offers multiple tools to do this, and my two preferred tools are Bevel Profile Modifier. It's quite easy to use and it has a very direct approach. You can control everything about your profile directly by manipulating the profile subobject. And you have the sweep profile, which is a bit more customizable, but the workflow is slightly different. So first I'm going to show you the Bevel Profile Modifier and how I work with it. So let's say we have this path and we want to create a profile that we want to extrude along it. Let's say it goes like this. So let's say it's some sort of a tabletop or something like that, with a very elaborate profile. Okay. So you pick your path and add the Bevel Profile Modifier. Now just click the Pick Profile button and click on your profile. Okay. So looks like our profile is pointing the wrong way, and with Bevel Profile it's a very easy fix. You press 1 to activate the profile gizmo and you can manipulate it directly. So for example, I want to rotate it to 180 degrees. If I want, I can scale it up, scale it down, and basically do whatever I want. I can offset the profile as well by moving it inwards or outwards. So it's a very easy and a very direct way to interact with your final object. And basically that's it for Bevel Profile. You have these options for capping here, which allow you to cap the gaps, and they are sometimes quite useful. Okay, and you probably want to generate the mapping coordinates as well when using this modifier. This way you can just assign some materials and render it. Okay, so the next modifier I want to show you is the sweep modifier. It works in a very similar way. You go to modifiers, select sweep, and change from the built-in section to custom section. Click pick and pick the profile. Okay, and as you can see, there is no profile gizmo for this modifier. You have to do all the adjustments with these settings here. You can mirror the profile on two planes. You can offset it as well. And you can rotate it here. So basically you can do almost everything you could do with this bevel profile modifier except for scaling. And you also have some additional options, like you can select the pivot alignment or the point on which the profile starts. So this can be sometimes useful. Okay, and to scale the profile, the only way you can do that is by selecting the original line and scaling it up. Not the line itself, but the spline subobject of it. So you can't really scale it directly by modifying the modifier. So sometimes that's a bad thing. Okay. And if you get the profile that's inverted, like this one here, you can add a normal modifier. And to close the gaps, you have to add another modifier or the cap holes modifier. So sometimes it's a bit more work, but sometimes the pivot alignment and other settings are easier to use than messing with this profile gizmo for bevel profile modifier. So the choice is up to you, really, whichever you find more comfortable. Right, and I'm going to show you another very useful thing, and it's called the sweep profile script, and it's included in the track scripts pack. So go to 3dkstudio.com/download/ and you can download the script right here. So what it does, it downloads a zip archive. You just extract the script and drag and drop it into your 3D Max viewport, and it will allow you to install it. So you don't have to do that dragging thing every time. It will install it and you can use it whenever you wish. So once you install it, you can go to customize user interface. Make sure you're at main UI and pick the category that's called track or track scripts. So the script you're interested in is the sweep profile script, and you have to assign a hotkey to it. And as you can see, I have assigned the Control-P combination to this particular script. So the way it works is you select your path, press the shortcut, and it brings up this window for the sweep profile script. And it's very simple to use. You just pick the profile that's interesting, that you're interested in. For example, let's try something like this one, and it automatically generates the geometry by using the sweep modifier. Right, and you can actually scale it directly from this sweep profile script interface. You can enter precise values as well. You can control the interpolation of the profile and the path. So it's a quite useful thing to have. And you're not really limited to these default profiles. You can actually create your own. For example, I'm gonna make something like let's say something like this. Just some random profile. Okay, and once you have this profile ready, you can frame it in your viewport. This will be used to generate the screenshot, and press the Add to Library button. Okay, enter some name for this profile and press the Start button. As you can see, it was added to the list of profiles, and you can use it whenever you wish. For example, I'm going to change this profile to my test 1, and here it is. And you can see, you could use the interpolation settings to make it smoother. You can scale it and whatever. So that's a nice script and quite useful for classic furniture. Okay. So these are the basic ways to create some moldings.